This is Pass the Rock.
Hey, Coach, Fight Club. Hey, Coach, Fight Club.
God.
So cheap.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts. Oh, but we have it. All right. For everybody that's been following the Head Coach Fight Club this off season, we are at the end of the divisional rounds, if you will. We've gone through all
kind of.
Yep, we've gone through all of the NFC conference. We've gone through 3/4 of the AFC conference to determine who's going to the winners brackets, who's going to the losers brackets of the Head Coach Fight Club, and now we end it with the AFC East. And gentlemen, this one should prove to be rather entertaining because I'm looking at the art that has been chosen for this.
There's some good art.
All right,
It's a good division. It's a good one.
This is a lot. There's a lot going on here, and I love it. Now, in this year's edition of the AFC East Fight Club, we are introducing a new combatant with last year's runner-up Bill Belichick having been fired or retired, whichever one. Fired. Let's be real.
Mutually departed.
Mutually departed. Retreated.
Combine the words.
There we go. Refried beans.
Refried
What he
beans.
is. That's what he is.
Yes.
He's been refried beans, and now steps in one of his former players, Gerard Mayo, and oh yeah, look at him. Wait, what the hell?
That's a Hellman's mayonnaise ad.
I can't. Okay, that's good.
Because
That's good.
the last guy, he didn't do this kind of stuff. The new guy, he does
Belichick's
fucking
in
mayonnaise
plenty of
ads.
commercials.
He does.
How many?
Does he
At
have
least one?
Does he
That's
have
not
rappers
plenty.
come to work out in the weight room?
Did Randy
Nope.
Moss ever rap?
No,
Not
not the
as a
players.
Patriot.
Aaron Hernandez did.
Yeah.
That checks
Anyway,
out.
back to our combatants. In the 1 versus 4, we have Sean McDermott and Gerard Mayo.
There's
Noted-
another
noted
look.
terrorist sympathizer.
Sean McDermott. Oh my God, this is incredible. I wish this was around last year's Fight Club. He probably would have won.
I think he has got a significant advantage coming into this, but we'll see how it goes.
Some would say he might be at a disadvantage, but I beg to differ. Now, we go into our 2 versus 3, which I don't see a graphic for.
Are you kidding?
I am not, sir.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Well,
Quick pause.
so
This is a quick pause.
no, we can do it. We got.
Yeah, we could do it with the images that we have
Yeah,
provided
just go.
over here.
We're good.
All right.
Somehow I didn't
Representing the 2 speed, the Miami Dolphins. This man right here.
This wild and crazy guy.
Oh
Look
my
at that
gosh.
fella.
Mike McDaniels. Oh, that one looks terrifying.
What a crazy guy. What a
crazy
wild
guy.
and crazy guy.
Now, last year he was unceremoniously defeated. Because let's be real, of all the combatants in this division, he is the lightest man. He is the true featherweight. But he's still, you know what? I believe in him. He's a cool guy. I feel like he has that dog in him nowadays. But that dog is the size of a chihuahua, so he needs to be wary of, I believe, last year's runner-up in the division, Robert Saleh. Look at that great set of hair. Where did you find this?
The Jets subreddit.
It's not,
Oh my
not
God.
the worst thing I've ever seen.
No, but it's just so glorious. So those are our combatants. Now, do we have a tail of the tape available today? I'm not sure.
I have as many as I could find.
All right.
On McDermott, I do not have any because all that pops up when you type Sean McDermott in is a whole lot of random dudes who play Division 1 and 2 basketball.
Oh, heard. Oh, well, you know what
Sean
is
McDermott is kind of a popular name in the Irish Catholic community, I'm guessing.
White community.
yeah.
And that specific brand of Caucasian.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lead things off in this one with the wheel.
Which
we're going to go with two. We're going to go 2 versus 3.
Okay, thank you.
And I will show you, audience at home, my fellow hosts, what the wheel has landed on. And we got fight on the field.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
All right. This could have not been a worse matchup or a worse type of fight for Mike McDaniels than a fight on the field with the bald-headed aggression demon that is Robert Saleh, except Robert Saleh now has hair. So maybe that drains his powers a little bit. I don't know. We'll figure this out.
He's not as angry now. He's got the happy flow.
He's got that happy flow because you know why? He knows this is his last season in New York. He doesn't have to deal with this bullshit anymore. He doesn't have to deal with Aaron Rodgers, the Johnson family. He doesn't have to deal with none of that. He just has to get through the season, collect this one check, let the hair flow, baby. Just let it go.
Do coaches get game checks?
Who knows?
Sorry, continue.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Probably.
For another day.
Maybe.
I've never heard of them getting docked.
That could be annual
Their
salary.
management, so yeah, there's no way,
Yeah. But anyway, here in the fight on the field, let's see what I think, how this happens, how this possibly comes about. Because if you've seen Mike McDaniels, he's a pretty chill guy. You know, he never seems rattled, never seems too outside of himself on the sidelines. If anything, the camera focuses on him being a little too chill sometimes. Now, that might be
wacky guy.
Maybe, you know, he's from Denver, so he's used to some recreational activities.
Yes, he is friends with Dan Soder, so
I don't know who Dan Soder is. Heard. Well,
they're
either way.
So Katie Nolan's husband.
They're also Biffles.
Oh.
Biffles. Well, so gentlemen, let me tell you how I think this fight unfolds. All right. So the aggressor here in this case would be Robert Saleh. Why? Because in the fourth quarter of a tie 23-23 game, all right.
Specific.
Aaron Rodgers blows out his Achilles again.
Really, he made it further.
Yes, this time he made it to the fourth quarter of the game.
Good. It's nice.
And you know, Mike McDaniels, he is just very, very jubilant inside. He's like, all right, the biggest threat to us winning this game is gone. Robert Saleh, on the other hand, that magnificent flow, that beautiful set of hair that he just grew for this season, he just starts ripping it out, just out of frustration. He's like, how could this happen again?
As one does.
How in the fuck could I lose him again?
Multiple sitcoms.
You know,
explain how someone went bald.
Yeah, there you go. And listen,
and modern science lets people come back from that quickly.
True. Now with this, you know, as he sees poor Aaron Rodgers getting just wheeled into the ambulance yet again, carted off the field, the man starts to see red like a goddamn bull. All right, and he sees Mike McDaniels, and he's, you know, Mike McDaniels is cool, he's chill, but he takes that chillness for disrespect for his quarterback that he did not ask for, but he has him anyway. Either way. So what happens? Like a goddamn bull, motherfucker just charges at Mike McDaniels. You know, we're in the middle of a TV timeout though, so the cameras, they're not showing any of this. We're getting the Burger King commercial. Whopper, 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 Whopper. So as this is happening, yeah, that's
You
right.
know.
No
Or
play. No play.
You gotta do the
They
Bill,
know.
the Bill Simmons
They
version.
know.
Bill
my God,
Simmons
that's
version where
great.
he's like, "What it Yeah."
No. Oh.
So as Robert Sala charges at Mike McDaniels, he leads in with his head because he's going to use that freshly bald cranium of his as a battering ram and go straight for Mike McDaniels' chest, leaving a giant hole in it. And Mike McDaniels falls to the ground dead. And then the cameras come back on, and the whole world sees Mike McDaniels' heart right on top of Robert Sala's bloodied bald head. Your
Brutal.
winner is Robert
Heart for a
Sala.
hat.
Yep. He has no chance. Mike McDaniels has no chance in this one. But that's just my opinion. Let me pass this rock off to Bethke.
Well, I hear you, and I think that that's how it would go if this was an independent fight. This was a mano-a-mano deal. But in this world, this is on the football field. They're settling this out as soon as they can. This is a beef they've had for a while. They've got to settle this ASAP. Right now it's OTAs. It's not, it's whatever. Some people are here, some people aren't. Either way, we're going to square this out. We get onto some practice scrimmage field. These men are duking it out. Mike McDaniel comes fully loaded. Tyreek Hill's coming out with all his guys. All the other Dolphins that are good players, but I don't remember their names anymore because I don't follow football that specifically.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua Tagovailoa is not probably a part of this particular gang of ruffians, but maybe he's cheering them on
Tyreek
from
Hill?
the stands. Yeah, I said Tyreek Hill. I said the one player
yeah.
I knew. Jalen Ramsey is still a part of the team.
Yes, he's there.
Yeah.
No, I think
So
Bradley Chubb.
Bradley Chubb. You've got all these talented players coming out to protect him. Mike McDaniel's walked out. He's got the whole team. They're all ready. They're ready to roll for him. He said, "Who have you brought?" He looks around. Robert Saleh looks around. It's just a bunch of rookies. Hello, Hassan. Aaron, I need you quickly. They hung up. Oh, no. And then overrun. Just rookies. And, who did they get somebody back from the Zach Wilson trade that sucks?
Nothing.
Is Seaman their backup quarterback now again?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so he's the only, it's just him and a bunch of the rookies. And Robert Saleh, they get whooped. They get completely curb stomped by the entire Miami Dolphins team who showed up to back their
it's
coach.
Tyrod Taylor.
Ooh.
Oh, see, yeah, Tyrod Taylor, he got past the medicals this time, but fortunately that was still there.
Nobody stuck him in the lung with a needle this time.
No, none at this time. So there you have it. The Miami Dolphins as a team collective defeat Robert Saleh for Mike McDaniel.
All right. Now, Patrick, it's your responsibility to break
It's not
the
what I
tie.
wanted.
Listen, I think you both know who should win this, but will you make the right decision? Who knows?
Well, there's a brains versus brawn thing going on here. So it's how do you weigh those in this context, in this environment? I think that it starts with Mike McDaniels trying to challenge Saleh to Madden instead of an actual fight. And Saleh just slaps the controller out of his hand and then slaps him in the face. And yeah, it's probably just a pretty quick beatdown. I don't know how Mike McDaniel is going to really outsmart him on the football field. I don't think any of his players, they like him, but they're not going to go just fight the other team's coach. So they're going to tell him to be a man and handle it himself. And it's just not going to go well. I think it's pretty quick beatdown, as much as I like Mike McDaniel.
The winner,
Robert Saleh.
Robert Saleh. He advances to face the winner of the 1-4 match, Gerard Mayo versus Sean.
Well, the good news is that if he does advance to play maybe Sean McDermott, that Aaron Rodgers would more likely pick up the phone at that point.
Ooh. Now, gentlemen, it's time to spin the wheel yet again. I see what we have here. And well, let's just go ahead and play the music, shall we, Patrick? We get an anime style fight.
What the Bumble Club?
Now, I know that anime can sometimes this particular category of fight can feel like it hamstrings you, Becky. So I'm going to include
King of the Hill.
Because what anime is just Japanese cartoons, and weebs don't at me. It's still cartoons. So I will allow for Celebrity Deathmatch, which is technically a cartoon,
It's
to
animated.
be
It's animated.
something that you can draw.
That's good
from
for the next round. That's good for the next round. I have
for
not
this.
prepared going into this, so I will have to, review tape, make sure that we have everything fresh on the brain there. Those are also very specific deaths, often related to the celebrity's own lifestyle. But I will try.
Fair.
I will still try to force the subject as best I can.
I just want to give you more tools to work with, as you have
Right.
admitted your anime knowledge is very limited.
Yeah.
I don't want you to feel limited with this category, however.
No, it's okay. I'm still slowly but surely watching Naruto.
Yeah.
Which
I
I
got
just
that right
found
the
out
first
recently that in Madden 24 you can use that's one of the celebrations into the end zone you can use if you're 5 yards ahead of
The
everybody.
Naruto run?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
See, that was actually the only way I even knew this anime existed, because in college there would be kids who would run around campus doing it.
There was
What is happening?
How are the
there was
Mavs gonna
a there was a
bring out-
Naruto run on Fry Street once. Andy Child participated in one year.
How are the Mavs going to bring out a guitar player to play the national anthem and not use the guy who designed their City Edition jerseys? And
Oh, Leon Bridges?
yeah, what are they doing?
I don't know.
I don't know
Maybe he's
who
on
was that
tour or
guy?
something.
He looked like he was killing it, though.
It's from was it called King Slayer? Something Slayer, but not Slayer. Not like
No,
Random
he's
Blood
from.
Slayer.
This is the new Slayer.
Yeah. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt there.
Now,
We also
I will-
got a moment of silence for
Jerry West?
right before this, so that was cool.
Beautiful.
Alrighty. Well, I will lead things off here, gentlemen. As I have many animes to choose from, I'm going to choose one that's not as violent. But it is still very deadly. You see, gentlemen, there's an old series by the name of Death Note.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And in this series, Death Note, you have two characters, one named Light Yagami and the other one just named L.
Yeah, light
You have to-
monogamy.
Yep, who try to figure out the other's identity, one to get arrested, and the other to essentially kill using his magical book of death, known as the Death Note. Shocker. Now, these two coaches know exactly who the other one is. However, their beef does not stem from them already knowing each other, but rather only knowing each other's Reddit username.
Oh,
So these two argue back and forth on Reddit, and both men,
as some
Try to-
fine folks do.
try to figure out the other's identity because something's just not adding up. Their responses to one another feels too familiar, like they've been around each other. And both gentlemen just so happen to have their own version of the Death Note. Now, Sean McDermott, he's learned from his mistakes, his Al-Qaeda loving ways, and he knows, I know anything that I say related to the Middle East, related to anything from 2001, anything from the war in Iraq, it's just going to give me it's just going to reveal my identity to this guy, and he's just going to give me shit for it. No, he's not going to give you shit for it. He's going to send you straight to hell, brother. So he is thinking in his head in these like long eternal monologues, dramatic music playing in the background. There's a bag of potato chips. He's going to eat it. And then Gerard Mayo on the other side. He has a feeling, and he's like, I gotta lay the trap out. I gotta make this guy reveal himself. Give me a clue so I can out him and just do away with the competition early, because he comes from the school of Bill Belichick, where, you know what? Murder is on the table. Murder is on the table. Nothing is off limits unless you're caught, right? But you know what? He's new to the game. It doesn't matter that your sensei was the best, all right? Because you're not him. You can't possibly be him. So, what outs Gerard Mayo? He mentioned something from Tennessee. You know, on a different thread entirely. It's like, yeah, you know, man, this weather up north is just so different from Tennessee. And that's all Sean McDermott needs. He knew that guy was a Tennessee volunteer. He writes the name on the death note. And the next thing you know, there's news breaking on ESPN. Gerard Mayo suddenly dies of cardiac arrest. And Sean McDermott waits. He wants to make sure he got the right guy. And as time passes, little has been heard from this Reddit account user. And that's when he figures out that he got his guy. He advances in the most non-violent head coach fight club battle we have ever seen to date. Will he get to face Robert Saleh? Who knows? I'm going to pass this one off to Bethke yet again.
That's beautiful. So, you know, I'm trying to use my expansive knowledge here. And as I'm learning these, as some call them jutsus, right?
Yep.
Jutsus?
Yes, sir.
There's many jutsus. There's fire jutsus, right?
I have not watched anything of Naruto, but I'm familiar with other things. But yeah, you could theoretically have one.
So, in this world, you know, I don't really know the jitsu style that the New England Patriots would run, that Gerard Mayo would see best for that group. Maybe they're more on the win side. Maybe they're on the one where you like multiply yourself thing. A lot of different jitsus they could do. But I feel confident that the Buffalo Bills would be all about the fire jitsu. And even more importantly, the fire bomb jitsu. So not just one person mastering the ability to just create an IED out of nowhere, but a whole entire football roster with the ability. Trained. There's really nothing can prepare anyone for what happens in Foxborough during this fight. It's completely wiped off the face of the map. There is no more Foxborough. There is barely the outskirts of Boston. Nantucket even might have gone. We're still trying to check.
Where are we going to send our migrants now?
Well,
but now Sean McDermott and his merry band of infidels is ridden once again.
Whew. Alrighty. So it seems that we have our majority, but Patrick, for the sake of the game, for the love of the game, we have to hear how you think this would have ended.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys... I can't remember if I've used this one before. I don't think I have. It's called Delicious in Dungeon.
I've been meaning to start that.
Well, I don't think I'm going to actually really spoil anything here, so... Not that I even know what's happening, because I've only seen just various episodes throughout the run, but anyways. So there's some magic going on, you know, that's how some of this works. So at the start, you know, before the fight starts, Gerard Mayo smartly, you know, he starts having someone cast some protection magic around him to prevent future fire damage. And Sean McDermott, he's working on his stuff. You know, he's got some lightning magic, some fire explosive magic coming, but he's also really big into illusion magic, because he doesn't want you to know exactly what he's coming at you with. He doesn't want you to be able to figure it out.
Oh my God.
But unfortunately, for Sean McDermott, the protection magic was too strong. And Gerard Mayo, as they do in the show, defeats Sean McDermott, then turns him into food, and you get a nice little like 3-minute almost TikTok food cooking about recipe of how you use Sean McDermott in a meal. So I would assume that they make him like a shawarma or a falafel, and then eat him, and then
God,
as long as the
so
falafel doesn't make you feel awful.
Gerard Mayo wins. In my little world.
All right, well, that was a good fight by the infidels.
It was, but you know what? It's time now, gentlemen. It is time for what I have been hoping for all goddamn day. The 1 versus 3. Is this one? Whether you believe it or not, that is up to you. Play the music, Patrick, because this matchup may get me canceled. Hey, Coach, Fight Club.
Oh. He meant this music.
Yep. We're going to play the video. The joust has returned. Now, why? Why do you guys? Why would this particular matchup and this particular fight really get me possibly taken off the air? Well, that's because if you remember the last time we had joust, I had a very certain condition. They rode the mascots instead of horses.
Oh.
Well, I don't know if you picked up on it yet, Bethke. Well, one is riding a buffalo bill, a giant buffalo, and the other one is on a jet. But I want you to look at our combatants just a little bit more closely.
They may be more allies than they realize.
Not in this fight, sir. Not in this fight.
I mean,
see, because this is what I think happens.
Depends on who you talk about. I mean, Osama bin Laden was an asset at some point. So
this is what happens. All right, as these men get themselves ready for the fight, right? Sean McDermott, he's significantly easier to use, not vehicle, but he has an easier way of jousting via his trusty steed, a giant buffalo.
What, you think it'd be difficult to pilot a jet and also stick your arm out the window?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But that's what Robert Saleh is going to have to do, unless we want to put him at the tail of the plane, or no, at the nose of the plane, just duct tape him and have that spear just hanging out. Whatever way you guys want to picture it. But this is What
if he's just strapped to the wing, holding the spear?
Either way, right?
Patrick, that's actually exactly where I was going to go with it.
Well, let me tell you where I'm going with this, right? So, to make this fair, obviously, you're going to need the plane have a little bit more of a leeway, right? To be hovering in through the air, to kind of just match level with the buffalo. So what it is, it's going to be this giant strip of land, just thousands of feet in the air where the buffalo is with Sean McDermott. And so you'll have an opportunity for the plane to be in the sky and the buffalo on the ground, and still our combatants meet each other.
However, can be 8.2 was it feet or meters? Feels like that.
Probably feet. Meters seems like a lot.
Oh, meters would be a lot. So definitely in feet.
Yes.
I don't know. I've slowly just gotten to where I can kind of figure out Celsius. I haven't gotten to like meters yet.
Meters like a yardstick, but it's not. That's how they always tell you. I'm like, what?
Right. So it's like 2+ feet.
Now, gentlemen, in this fight, I'm afraid I have some bad news for one of our combatants. As they make their way, as they are charging at each other, the plane suddenly veers off its course. It veers off its course, and like fireworks in the sky, explosions. What happened? Well, not that type of explosion. Well, I want you to see something real quick. I want you to see something. Let's look at this photo yet again. Who does this remind you of? I don't need to say his name. I'm not trying to get us
Sully
completely
Sullivan.
taken. Yeah, I'm not trying to get us completely off the air. But
Mark Wahlberg.
Sean McDermott has planted one of his trusty soldiers into that plane that has Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh thought it's one of his guys. No, it's been an inside job the whole time. And Robert Saleh has been sabotaged.
Listen, all of y'all, this is sabotage.
Has beaten Robert Saleh by having that plane forcefully taken from him mid-fight. Gentlemen, I will pass it off to you guys. 13 years isn't a
All
bad.
right.
Oh, where did it go? It's gone now.
I'm gonna keep putting the emphasis
the brand.
and onus on Patrick to make the ultimate decisions and all of this.
Well, now you're just kind of spoiling what you're about to say, but
Actually, I didn't because I was very unclear on. So, who ran into? So they're all dead.
no.
No, Saleh's
So Sean
dead.
Saleh's
McDermott
dead.
put someone
Okay,
on,
Sean
the
McDermott.
jet,
Okay,
and
so
they
died.
hijacked
So-
the jet that Saleh was piloting.
and were they shot down or?
No.
I don't
they
think it
just
really
crashed it.
matters.
They-
Well, I've heard different stories. I've been told by a source that they were shot down.
No, they weren't shot down. It just
Okay.
exploded.
but either
in
way,
air.
they weren't living
There
anymore.
wasn't multiple planes.
No, just one.
All right, I'm mistaken this for a different situation. It could happen to anybody. So,
No, this was the plane in the grassy knoll.
so basically, I have to figure out if these guys are going to have a metaphysical joust in my mind. I would say that this guy is taped to the plane with the pointy thing. This guy's on a buffalo with the pointy thing. I would say this guy flies all the way. Saleh flies all the way through, like Boys Episode 1 style, the buffalo and Sean McDermott.
Let's go. Sorry.
Right?
I just saw Gafford with a
Yeah,
beautiful
Luke.
lob.
Yep.
So in that situation, he would win. However, because of the force necessary to go fast enough, as they slowed down, he got whiplash and died too. So
It's a tie.
does he die later? And then it doesn't.
Is it
matter?
a video game style?
Well,
Who dies first?
listen. If he dies, he can't compete in the next round. So
Well, but we resurrect the loser of this fight anyways.
Yeah.
we could, yeah.
But
So
we do for the next because they get the backup spots.
Yeah, because I almost always kill them.
yeah. So I mean, if you want, we can continue on with the first one that died is
Alright.
the loser. So
It's gotta
In
be-
this world, though, they both died, but technically, one died first.
which
and
one?
that was Sean McDermott.
Sean McDermott.
Okay.
So Robert Saleh, I did end up tying. Yes, I did.
So you are our tiebreaker, Patrick. How do you see this joust going? Oh my God, what a beautiful shot! And did they not call a foul?
Nope, they didn't. They're talking. Okay.
It's
Anyways,
first quarter. No
I'll try
fouls.
to
in the
be. I'll
first
try to be
quarter.
quick here.
Did they say it's a push off? Because fucking Brown's been pushing off all series. He's been pushing people in the back. This is bullshit. I don't know what's happening. Continue.
Pretty standard joust. I don't have them on their mascots. They're just riding horses with the team's logos on them, medieval times style. And yeah, it's gonna take a few rounds here. Sean McDermott thinks he's sneaky a few times.
Take a few rounds, you say?
That was a stretch. Don't hit it again.
A stretch, you say.
Oh damn it.
He asked you not to hit it again.
So
there was-
Salah's got the weight to get a little more momentum. So he's able to move quicker. He's moving down the I don't know what you call it, as a runway.
It is for a
A
plane.
column.
We're gonna have to use a runway for a plane. There's no doubt
But
about it.
he builds up a little more momentum. He's able to strike quicker.
You're talking about this guy.
I think
Yes.
Saleh ends up overcoming because just like Osama bin Laden's 9/11 Al Qaeda terrorist plot, in the long run it didn't really pay off for them. So
Depends on what your initiative was.
So
I don't think it really paid off for them. So it paid off for somebody, but not them. And so that means Robert Saleh wins, which means Robert Saleh gets to move on.
Robert Saleh, congratulations! You are now in the winners.
Sean McDermott, you do not pass go, do not collect 200 virgins.
But you do get to try again.
In the losers bracket, may the matchups be in your favor next time. But this time, we have concluded.
This is Past the Rock.